Hi everyone, welcome back to the Only Shade Drops channel. Today I'm going to do one very special video. You already guessed what it is about since you saw the title. This video will be about who can win Eurovision 2023. Now this is some analysis before the rehearsals. So there's still a lot of speculation here. We know that when the rehearsals will start, we'll all see a bit clearer in this. I'm going to do this in 4 categories: the contenders, the dark horses, the possible surprises, and then the last category will be let's say honorable mentions. I will be talking about some songs that I thought were not fitting in these categories for information. In the other categories I will put maximum 3 songs, but in the honorable mention ones we'll talk about like 5 songs or 6 songs maybe. Well, let's start now with the contenders for the win.
Fall from the sky, always making me open my wings.
And the first one of the contenders here is Sweden, Tattoo by Looren. She is the big bookies favorite to win. They're putting her at like 40% chances of winning, right? I don't know, I'm not sure. She's, probably the big favorite to win Eurovision. First of all, the name, very popular name that will help a lot with the juries, and already it's quite a very jury bait song, so I think it will win the jury votes. The one thing that can make Looren maybe lose is the televote. Will she get enough points from the televote? That's the big question, and I don't know, because the song is very solid. A lot of people will like it, but will it be enough to go win the televote? I don't think so. Top 3 in the televote, I think it might make it, but it might also end up 4th or 5th in the televote. And if it ends up 4th or 5th, then it will be in trouble for the win. And she is the big favorite, but I don't think it's a 100% sure win. But so far the safest bet is probably Sweden. So now let's talk about the second contender, Finland, Cha 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 by Karja. This, I think it's pretty fair to say that it's a safe televote winner. I think it will get a lot of points from the televote. People really like it already. It's very popular in the fandom. Then you will tell that the fandom are not like the casual voters, but that's not 100% true. Of course, the casual I don't know, voters are different, but I think Finland will have the same impact on most of them. It's a song you love or hate, and in this kind of situations, for this song I think the love part wins it more. So a lot of people will send votes from it. It doesn't matter if some other people hate it, because they won't vote for it, but the people who love it will send a lot of votes for it. It's a very polarizing entry, I think, and my guess would be it will win the televote with more than 300 points, clearly. But I don't know about the juries. Okay, the juries might appreciate the creativity of this song. Also, it's quite bold to send a song like that to Eurovision, but I'm not sure if they will rank it high enough to let Finland win this Eurovision. Like, if Finland wants to win, they will have to win the televote by a pretty big margin, but also end up in the jury's top 5, top 3. And I don't know if Finland can manage to do that. Then again, maybe ending up 6th in the jury votes, but then having a massive televote result might be enough for them. But will it get that more than like 80 or 90 points more than songs like Norway, Sweden? I don't know. So it will be very interesting to see what the juries will think of this one, and it's the, let's say, the main worry I have for Korea for his chances to win. But yeah, I would put him second favorite for the win. Then let's go to the third contender in my opinion. Norway, Queen of Kings by Alessandra Mele. This song went absolutely viral on social media, so that will probably help. Maybe it went viral too soon, but I still think it might help it a lot. The televoters will immediately recognize it, especially the young ones. It will have a great score in televote. I think she will do better than Sweden in the televote, probably second behind Finland. The main worry is the juries. But the thing here is, in the national final, everyone was worried about the juries and Alessandra and all. But she ended up landsliding the jury votes and the televote. So, will she also get a great result from the Eurovision juries? I think she might end up in the jury's top 5. And yeah, I don't know if she will make it to the top 3. She can. I think she can make it to the jury's top 3. Maybe I'm totally wrong. It will end up like Kano in 2019, something like 250 points in televote, but then only 60 points in juries, and this clearly won't be enough to win. But I think juries will actually like that. The thing is, it will depend a lot in her vocal performance. In the national final, it was great, and I think that helped a lot for the juries to vote for it in the national final. But we saw in some pre-parties, then yeah, pre-parties doesn't mean a lot, we'll know a bit more with the rehearsals, that in some pre-parties she was a bit struggling with the vocals. And I think she still needs to improve from her Melody Grand Prix performance. So, will she be good enough to get a great jury score? I believe in her and I think she will make it and end up in the jury's top 3, but we'll know a bit better in the rehearsals. The thing I'm sure about is it will be a televote top 3, and it's for me a contender for the win. So yeah, very big contender, Queen of Kings by Alessandra Mele, Norway. So the 3 contenders are Sweden, Finland and Norway. Kind of the battle of the Nordics, I think, this year. Now let's go to the category of the dark horses. And the first dark horse for me is Spain, Ea Ea by Blanca Paloma. Then yeah, you will probably ask me, Looren, why didn't you put this in the contenders? It's way more of a contender than Norway or... No, I don't agree about that. I think Spain will end up top 3 in the juries. I think she might even win it. But the thing I don't believe in is, will she get enough televote points? And I don't think so. Yes, there are a lot of people that will vote for it, but most of people who love this are Spanish. Then yeah, there's Spanish diaspora in many countries, and I also believe other people will like it, but will it be enough to get a great televote result like top 5? I don't think so. Like right now, if I had to make a prediction about Spain, it would be second in the jury votes and 8th, 9th in the televote, which will guarantee her, I think, a top 5. But I don't think she's going to win. And yeah, she will do very well, but I don't think she's winning. I'm sorry. Still, I put in as a dark horse because yeah, maybe the televote will love it and I will be totally wrong. But yeah, right now I put it only as a dark horse and not as a contender. But again, we'll know a bit more when the rehearsals will start. Now let's discover the second dark horse. And it's Israel, Unicorn by Noah Kirel. Yeah, many people don't really believe in this one, but here are my points. We know Noah Kirel is an amazing performer. She can sing, she can dance, she can do everything. She's also a very big name, which will help for the juries. She's one of the most famous singers in Israel, I believe. And I we heard from many articles and interviews and all that, they are putting a lot of money into the performance, so we can expect her to have like many dancers on stage, do the dance break herself, have great vocals and all. And I think it's a bit like Chanel last year in the national final before the lives. No one even remembered who Chanel is. I must admit I kinda enjoyed her studio version, but not much then. For everyone, the live was mind blowing, and it went to win the national final, and it came third, I think. No, the second was United Kingdom, that's why they're hosting. So yeah, it came third in Eurovision, and I think Noah Kiran might pull off the same kind of surprise huge performance than Chanel or Eleni Foureira. Then maybe I am wrong and the performance will be a total train wreck. But yeah, I think Noah will make it memorable and that Israel will go top 5 with the juries because yeah, big name, big performance and all. And top 5 with the televote because yeah, great performance and very catchy song. It's a banger. So Israel is really a dark horse in my opinion, and I clearly wouldn't be surprised to see it end up in the final top 5. So yeah, now let's discover the third and last dark horse of the year. And the third dark horse is Austria. Who the hell is Edgar by Taya and Selena? Yeah, here the problem is pretty clear. The juries. Because first of all they're kind of making fun of the music industry, the whole commercial things and all. And this might anger a bit the juries and they can sing it. But some of them might think the song is fun and vote for it. But we know here the main issue is of course, yeah, the juries. And even with a great performance, I'm not sure if they will rank this high. But we also know that the televote is probably going to go wild for this one, a bit like with Moldova last year, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this end up in the televote top 3. I think with Austria what you can expect is 50-60 points from the juries, which would be alright considering what the song is and what the juries tend to like. But you might also expect something between 270 310 points from the televote, which would be huge. Of course there are some criteria they have to meet to make this. First of all, have great vocals, second of all, great staging, and third, have an overall great performance. But if they do this, Austria might get a very, very good ranking. And let's imagine some kind of surprise. The juries love it. They, I don't know how it can happen, but let's just imagine. If the juries just rank this in their top 4, then Austria is suddenly a huge contender for the win. I don't think it will happen, but there's always a possibility, so that's why I'm putting this in the dark horse category. So here our 3 dark horses are Spain, Ea by Blanca Paloma, Israel, Unicorn by Noah Kirel, and Austria, Who the Hell is Edgar by Taya and Selena. And now, let's move on to the next category. The possible surprises. And the first possible surprise is Czechia, My Sister's Crown by Vesna. Yeah, you'll tell me, why is this a possible surprise? Why not a dark horse or a contender? Song-wise, studio version-wise, yeah, it's in the dark horse category. But when you see their live performances, like in the national final, they won't be a shock flop or something, but they just not a contender or a dark horse for me after seeing these performances. With this kind of performance, you just expect them to end up 14th or 15th. But I think they will improve, and that's why I would think Czechia might get a top 10. But also, why can it be a surprise? If they have a great, really great live performance which is similar to the studio version, if they do this, then they suddenly get into the dark horse category, maybe even contender, because with a great live, the juries might rank this in their top 3, and the televote really like it because also of the message there is, and yeah, suddenly it turns into a song that can possibly win. But now I would just put this in the possible surprises category, because we saw that their live performances were not great. They were not bad, they're never bad, but it's not what we expect when you see the the studio version. When you see that studio, you expect the same magic to happen live, and it's not really the same. And I hope they will be great live, because they're in my personal top 3 of the year. So yeah, first possible surprise, Czechia, My Sister's Crown by Vesna. Now let's go to the second possible surprise. Italy, Due Vite by Marco Mengoni. Okay, the problem here is a bit the opposite of Austria. It's going to do well with the juries, but not well enough to win, I think, and it's not gonna do that well in the televote. So like this is like the opposite of Austria, but with lower score potential with the targeted audience, and by that I mean the televote for Austria and the juries for Italy. So the big strength of Austria is televote. I think it can get between 270 and 310 points. Main strength for Italy's jury votes, but it's not getting 270 points from the juries. I think it will get around 120 and 180 maybe. If they're doing really well, this can get them, I think, around the top 5 in the juries. But with the televote, it will do something like 40-50 points, thanks to Italian diaspora and people who really like this kind of ballads. Like me, I love it. And so yeah, I think Italy is going to end up around 8th, 9th place, which will be a very good result. But yeah, it will be surprise to see Italy win, which it's not totally impossible. Like, okay, if the televote suddenly like this and give this more than 150 points, and that the juries like this even more than we expect them to, then it can get into the top 5, but I don't think it's happening. But still, I think Italy is going to get a pretty safe top 10 overall. So yeah, Italy, Due Vite by Marco Mengoni, my second possible surprise. And the third one is Moldova. Soarele și Luna by Pasha Parfeni. And here, yeah, we have this kind of cases right now where we expect one song to do really well with one category, but not that well with the other. Like with Pasha, we expect him to do really well into the televote. Moldova has a televote magnet song, but not that well with the juries. A bit like last year, but with a bit of a bigger jury score, but a bit of a lower televote score. I don't think score, I think ranking would be appropriate. So I expect like Moldova to get 30-40 points from the juries, even if they have great staging, which I think they will have. And then from the televote, 180, 200 points, something like that, which will get them, I think, a top 10, but I don't think Moldova can win. Then yeah, there's always the possibility of televote liking this more than expected, and juries too, but I don't think Moldova will win. But they're a possible surprise. They have more chances than some other songs. So yeah, the 3 possible surprises: Czechia, Italy, and Moldova. And now let's move on to the honorable mentions. And the first one here is France, Évidemment by Lazara. The problem I have with France is the song is just very hard to pinpoint. I don't really see where it will be ending. I can see it end up like 17th, 18th, but I can also see it ending up top 10. So will the juries like this? Will the televote like this? There's a lot of questions here. Will the staging be good? Will her live vocals be good? France is really the hardest one to pinpoint, in my opinion. And it has that kind of French, let's say what people call it, French elegance, which people tend to really like, but I don't see it getting massive results in either jury or televote. I see it getting some nice score maybe in both of them, managing to get left side of scoreboard, but I have a really hard time predicting well where France will end. So yeah, that's why I put Lazara only in the honorable mentions, because I just don't know where it will end. I have no idea. Yeah, gonna have to be honest in this one. I really don't know. So yeah, let's move on to next one. Ukraine, Heart of Steel by Tvorchi. This is quite a well-produced song. We saw in the national final that great staging, good vocals, so the juries will love this. It will get, I think, something around 70 and 110 points from juries, which will be pretty good. And I think the televote will like it a bit less, but still, it's the kind of song that, yeah, I tend to do alright in Eurovision. Then, well, you will add, of course, some kind of pity votes that will come, but I don't think there will be a lot of them. So I think Ukraine will end up on the left side of scoreboard, because yeah, it's a competent song, it's well produced stuff and all, but it's not going to end up top 3 like the bookmakers are predicting it. I really don't think it will end up that high. Yeah, like the song is just not competitive enough. It's well staged, well sang, well produced and all, but it lacks that really super competitivity that a Eurovision winning song has to have. So yeah, let's move on to the next honorable mention. Georgia. Now, people tell me a lot, yeah man, Georgia can win, can create the surprise. I don't see it right now. And maybe when the rehearsals will start, we'll see her staging and vocals and be like, wow, this can win. But right now, do I believe in it? No. Like, she seems to be a great live singer. The song is well done and all, but the juries here will like it. I think they'll have it in their top 10. But who will grab the phone to vote for Georgia in the televote? Who? Yeah, I don't see it really getting a good score from the televote, and yeah, maybe some diaspora votes, but I don't I don't see it being able to win. Yeah, I think it can get left side of scoreboard result because it's kind of competitive, but I clearly don't think it will win. Clearly don't think so. So yeah, let's move on to next one. Next one is the United Kingdom. Yeah, remember, this is all just presumptions and all, and some kind of instant prediction. So, United Kingdom has a very competitive song from the televote, but it needs a great live. It really needs to have a great live, and I like the song. I like Maya and all, but in the pre-parties, she didn't sound good. Again, yeah, maybe she was sick and all, but I didn't get that much energy, and also there was they kind of revamped the song. The bridge changed. There was some different tempo, I think, in the final chorus. And yeah, I first believed it can get a left side of scoreboard or even top 10 result with a very good televote. But right now, juries might give it some points because of the name, like 30, 40 points. The televote first, I was expecting some 130, 150, but right now I'm more expecting something like 50, 60 points if she has a decent live performance. So yeah, UK can maybe try to get a left side of scoreboard result, but I don't believe in a top 5, and even a top 10 will be quite hard, but I I hope she does well, so yeah, let's hope she will have a great live performance. And yeah, let's move on to another honorable mention. I think we'll have only one or two others. So the other one is Armenia, Future Lover by Brunette. Armenia is kind of triggering me, not in a bad way. I mean, when you see the song and all, you think this is the kind of song that can maybe get a great result in Eurovision, and still no one is believing in it, no one is talking about it, and even I don't really believe in it right now. I think it's a safe qualifier, of course. I think it will do alright, but right now, I'm like, when you see the song, when you see her live performances, you're like, yeah, with a great staging, it might get a very good result. But still, no one is talking about it, and that's why I did put in my honorable mentions, because I didn't really think of it right now of a dark horse or something, or a possible surprise, but actually, with a great live, and you really, if you have a big thing happening on the staging with that final part, the Armenian part, it might have a big impact on the juries and also on some people in the televote. So yeah, Armenia might be a bit more than a honorable mention. It will. This one is very staging dependent and live vocals dependent, so we'll have to see for this one. I'm really interested in it. So yeah, now let's move on to the next possible surprise. Next one and last one, Slovenia. Yeah, this song is first of all very popular in the fandom. It's catchy. The singers have charisma. They know how to perform. They're very professional. They're one of the most famous bands in Slovenia. I think they will have a great staging and they will perform well. So I think juries might enjoy this one in the final, and the televote might throw at it some good points. So let's say something like 50 from juries, 80 from televote. This might be enough to get a left side of scoreboard result, which would be great for Slovenia when you see that the odds really don't believe in it. But I think this song has kind of a shot to do well. So yeah, this will be quite interesting to see. Well, I think that's it. We did the contenders, which were Sweden, Finland and Norway. We did the dark horses, Spain, Israel and Austria. We did the possible surprises, Czechia, Italy and Moldova. And now we did all the honorable mentions, France, Georgia, the United Kingdom, Armenia and Slovenia. So yeah, I think we're done. Thanks everyone for watching this video. If you like it, put a like, don't forget to subscribe and join our Discord channel, link is in description below. See you there, bye bye.